Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Dave Dobbs here. I'm here with Ante, and it's the 22nd of October, 2019. It's quite exciting because remember I made in my previous video I said I'd like to interview Ante, and she'd been to the Bosnian pyramids, and
I'm actually there right now,
she's now gone straight back there now for the 22nd.
literally facing the sun pyramid. It's like sitting right in front of me right now.
It's amazing. So
Yeah, it's true. I mean, literally, like I could walk there in 5 minutes to the top. It's like really, if I look out of the balcony window here, it's right there. It's beautiful.
and
So I'm
and
I'm definitely in pyramid vibes. I can tell like the energy is really high, and yeah, I was just telling you that I'm still like, whoa, even coming back from Glastonbury and just doing a week-long energy healing deepening course, since I'm also an energy healing practitioner. This place still knocks me off my feet. It's really, it's quite amazing. So,
well,
sorry to interrupt.
no, not at all. This is why we're here to get you talking,
Mm.
and get you telling us as much about it as possible because everyone's really curious about it. Loads of people have heard. I will just show you. I will just share my screen with you very quickly and just show you if I can. I'm going to go straight on. I click the share there because I'll take you through bits of how we can do this so you can navigate through this. It's quite easy. I'm going to just pick my Safari and I'm just going to very quickly you can move the kind of like the pictures when you go into the share, but I'm going to just very quickly just click over to this video that is called Unbelievable Videos You Might Not Want to Watch Alone. And it's by That Is Impossible channel, who's kind of like who basically just shows all these images from around the world. See, when he turns it around, he just, and then he puts it in the light. He puts a light underneath it. I think we see it from a point of a light. And then it does this. Oh my goodness me. Is that legit? I mean, that's just, look.
It's amazing. It's amazing. This is very ingenious technology.
This is literally what I was looking at when you'd called up and you were sort of like, let me stop my share there, just to kind of like, because it was just, you showed me an image of, you went there and did some kind of ceremony, kind of like celebration, and you showed me kind of an image of the trees doing this spiral kind of effect
Right.
afterwards. And I just,
Yeah.
I felt like,
Okay. So a little introduction into that. About a month ago, around the time of Peace Day, so that was 20th to 22nd of September, me and a group of, yeah, I would say dear friends and co-creators conducted a festival here, like a small festival. We call it the Sacred Gathering. There was yoga, there was dancing, there was music, there was singing. I was also singing. And yes, on the side of that, we were also conducting a lot of, I would say, kind of ceremonial, energetic work with the place, because we just felt that was necessary in order to contain what we wanted to bring there. And it wasn't huge. I mean, there was a few hundreds of people, but we just kind of felt like we came here to also, I don't know, bridge a gap between the people who are coming from outside of Bosnia and the local Bosnian people themselves. Then, of course, the pyramids and this whole site is a huge opportunity for Bosnian people to heal a lot of trauma that is still stored in, the memory, and also especially the bodies of the people here because of what happened here during the wartime. And yeah, I could just feel that there was a lot of energy around this place. And when we started to, yeah, to make this whole sacred gathering happening, it was a Bosnian friend of mine, a beautiful, beautiful woman. And she, I think it was about 1.5 years ago, she started receiving kind of like downloads on wanting to make something happen here, like a small festival, a sacred gathering. She had this vision of indeed connecting with the Bosnian people, healing trauma, Um, and then she just kind of found her team along the way. At some point, she invited me to get on board with the team as well after I returned from a few months, like I was staying there for about 2 months or something in Egypt. So I just came straight from the pyramids of Giza, actually, and then just got right off the airplane and rolled into a meeting with her and a few other team members, and yeah, decided to join them, and they asked me to join them. So what was going on with these pyramids? I mean, for me, it was already interesting because I also connected back in Egypt with a group of close friends, I would say. Like, literally, I knew them also from back in the Netherlands. And they were there also working on conducting a sacred gathering at the pyramids in Giza. And then I knew some people in Mexico who were also intending to do something similar. So I was like, like all these gatherings happening on different sites around the world, especially at the pyramids. And I'm no stranger to activations of sacred sites around the earth. I mean, the earth, just like our body, has energetic lines. Like in Chinese medicine, they call this the meridians. And wherever there's an intersection of different of these energy lines in our body, that's where a chakra is created, like an energy vortex. And the earth is actually the same. Like, our body consists of the earth, and the earth itself also has an energetic grid work where wherever ley lines, as they're referred to, are intersecting, vortices are formed, and these are called power places, or like sacred sites, vortex places, whatever you want to call them. Glastonbury is one of them as well, and well, you're familiar with that,
Well, we had quite
since you live there.
we had quite a nice
Yeah.
ceremony up on the tour. Actually, that was quite magical with the
Yeah.
moon. I showed it in the last video, just to that the moon, and but it was a lovely ceremony with you on your drum, and just then
Yeah.
and all of those who were up there who
You
enjoying that.
showed the little video that I made?
No, well,
Or
I'm hoping that I'm hoping that you are going to do a bit of a share with us and share
Mhm.
now some of the images, because you might want to put that over the top here. And
Yeah. So let me get to that. So when coming back to the pyramids and this grid work of ley lines and energetic lines, that envelops or Earth, or that the planet consists of as well. All these pyramids worldwide are never randomly located. Like, they're actually one big grid work of pyramids around the whole globe. And a lot of them have, been left unmentioned, or sort of like still need to be discovered. Or there's pyramids in China and the government is, denying the fact that there are pyramids. And there's all these things that are still to be uncovered. But I mean, there was a time when this was just common knowledge. I mean, pyramids can never be the beginning of any civilization. It has to be already a very highly advanced civilization, which in the case of these pyramids here in Bosnia that have at least been built over 30,000 years. Just imagine, what the earth looked like at that time it's just crazy to imagine this. And also how it's not part of our common world history. So I would really like to change that and make this part of our common knowledge. So what happened when we formed this team to conduct this sacred gathering at the pyramids here in Bosnia about a month ago, actually exactly a month ago now, I'm thinking about it, 22nd of October, 22nd of September. So we arrived here on the 19th, more or less, 20th. And then we all had received a communication from whatever you want to call it, spirit. Every one of us was very connected. People would receive messages through dreams, through everything. And it was literally as if we were working and functioning as one mind consciousness. So our whole team was really like co-creating from a place that I hadn't previously experienced to that level. So for me, this was also already a very special event. And then once we got here, we all got the information that maybe we would open up a portal, but nobody was very sure on how that would look like or what it would be. And we did not really communicate this to all the visitors of the festival. It was more something that happened within our team. And then the day that we arrived, we had a little bit of an opening circle and an event and an opening of the festival. And I remember previously on that day, we also had a circle where me and a few other people were drumming, and we were kind of like clearing the energy of the space and sort of invocating or intention for the festival. And interestingly, a man who's very connected to this research that is conducted at the pyramids in Bosnia, which is quite special because, in contrary to, for example, the pyramids in Giza, where the research is fully, I would say, controlled by the governments, this research and also this whole site of the Pyramid Valley and also the pyramid tunnels and everything that's discovered there is in hand of a private foundation. And I can give more details on that later on, but that makes it very special because all the information that is dug up here can therefore be shared purely without any further manipulation with the public. And even the Bosnian government is not supporting this or even approving of the information that gets out there. But still, I mean, for people like you and I who are interested and who come here to visit and experience it for themselves, this information is freely to be received. So that's amazing. That really makes this place right now in the world a very unique place of research when it comes to these pyramids and the pyramid sites and how they had meaning for the living community, because that's basically what they were built for. So coming back to this guy who was part of this research team here in Bosnia for the last, I believe, like decade or even more. And he's basically been photographing the pyramids almost every day. And then on the day that we arrived in the evening, just before sundown, he took a photograph of the Pyramid of the Sun. And you see this really clear spiral in the trees just right next to the Pyramid of the Sun that has formed. And the interesting thing to note with that is that this actual sacred spot from the pyramids is never at the place where the pyramid itself is built, but just right next to it.
Is there two
So
pyramids?
that must have been that spot. Hmm?
Is there two pyramids?
Oh, there's 4 pyramids. Okay, let me explain. So in this complex here in Bosnia, you have the Pyramid of the Sun. This is the biggest one. And then it forms a triangle with the Pyramid of the Moon and the Pyramid of the Dragon. And in between there, in like this embrace of this triangle, there is the pyramid, like the love pyramid, as they call it, which is very closely connected to the sun pyramid. And then there's also a really interesting crescent moon shaped structure, huge structure, which they call the Temple of Mother Earth. And that's right in between the sun pyramid and the moon pyramid. And it's, oh, like it's a very special site. I could feel that when I was here, really, because I've been seeing quite some places around the world, a lot of sacred sites, and I came here and I was like, okay, this is something, yeah.
I really so
Yeah.
can't wait to see. So, coming back to where you were with this kind of like this kind of process
Vortex.
up in
Or
the
the spiral of the trees, or what?
oh when you were up there with the doing this, was it like a ceremony? Was it like a was it singing? Was it kind of like
Yeah.
meditation? Was it what?
Yeah, we did all kinds of things. Like, I mean, yoga, for example, Kundalini yoga, which also uses a lot of like chants to invocate and activate energy and Kundalini energy in our body, was a solid part of our program. But me personally, every day we were performing healing songs. And for me, what that feels like I have. I basically just connect to the energy of the place and then I start chanting. So I start kind of like channeling sound. Yes.
Apologies, someone's just come in and grabbing their guitar out of the room. That's okay. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. I'll catch you in a little bit.
Maybe you can play a little piece for us. We were just speaking about music, so nice synchronicity there.
Sorry, didn't mean to.
Yeah, so this is literally like, it's not so much a concert in the sense of I go and sing Christmas carols or something silly like that.
No, you have
It's
got a
more
lovely
like feeling the
voice.
energy of the place, using the body as an instrument, and just kind of like tuning myself like a tuning fork to whatever sounds want to move in the moment. And my voice has quite a reach, so I can go really low and go really high, and like it's basically sound is the first form of manifestation if you come from the unmanifested space. So when we use our voice with intention, we can already create an energy field which, holds a specific intention. And from that intention, you can help manifest whatever your intention and desire is. So we were coming with the intention to bring love and harmony and all these things here. And so my voice was literally an instrument that I used to clear the space, and then from there in also call in higher vibrational energy of love and like all these vibrations, which sound usually beautiful and harmonious.
Oh,
If that answers your question, I don't know if there's anything else you want to know about this, but
well, so often we can go well, on archaeological research, or
yeah,
research to these kind of ancient sites and that sort of stuff, and we get our rulers out and we look at all the dimensions and we look at all the kind of engravings and that sort of stuff. But when you actually go and you experience it on a spiritual, kind of emotional, kind of almost like fifth dimensional, higher dimensional level, and you open yourself to the great intelligence that created this,
very
um,
much.
yeah, and then you kind of like, then you start getting another kind of, I think that you're talking a lot about intention, a lot about intention. And I think when we encode intention into this, great intention into this, it's
Yeah.
conceivable that this great intelligence
Okay.
would step into
If
our
I may,
lives through
if
that.
I may add something to that. Also, I have to make you aware that I don't have that much time left, but if I may add to this, when this is basically, if we want to create in harmony with the earth and nature, it is amazing to use these natural energetic vortices that are already part of the earth's grid work, and to then consciously manifest in alignment with that energy. So to align ourselves with the energy of the earth, and then really use our bodies as an instrument to sort of like put out and align with a certain intention and start manifesting and creating from there. That is super powerful. This is also why I believe in the power of these sacred gatherings, and also, in working with intention around them, and like using our voice and using our bodies. And this is what ancient indigenous peoples have been doing over, centuries of time, where you would have ceremonies where dance and song were a natural part of it, which would help to, for example, already manifest or create a field in which a certain intention could be manifested more easily. And this is a deep, deep, deep wisdom where I feel, um, that we've lost a little bit in this time, or not just a little bit. I think most people are not living from this wisdom. And what you can see here at the pyramids is that also in the tunnels and everything, like the whole way the structure, the sacred geometry is built, the place where it's being built and everything, you can just feel that whatever civilization put down this structure and these tunnels was highly aware of how to work with the natural energies of nature, and to use that to our benefit in order to create in accordance and in harmony with the world and the earth. Because what we do and see right nowadays is that there's a lot of like synthetic technological things that we create, which are, intelligent, but they're not necessarily in accordance with the earth, which is why there's this huge imbalance happening right now, which also has to do with the electromagnetic field and yin yang. And well, I could go on about this, but yeah, this is really what I feel. These sacred sites at the pyramids really have like a huge meaning for us to use it for creating life
And,
as we wish it.
and do you think we have to be there to connect with that? Or do you think we have to have the intention of being there?
um, I think connecting anywhere on the earth would already, like, if you just walk out into the park or you consciously connect just with the earth, you can already do this. But definitely, I believe certain sites, because of this natural sacred geometric grid work of energy lines that just envelops our whole earth, it's well, I mean, it's simple maths to understand that certain places have a heightened level of energy that naturally comes as a vortex out of the earth, and that this energy can be used to our benefit, you know, in order to heal the body, in order to manifest what we want into the physical,
What,
and to really connect and align.
well,
Mm.
what I'm thinking is, because we've got you on the phone, I'm going to post this video. And how long are you going to be there in Bosnia?
I'm going to be here until the 26th. Yes.
You're going to be there till the 26th. So
Yeah, I might be traveling around a little bit, but
just
because also I wish to visit Peručica, which is like about an hour away from here, and it's the like the most ancient forest in all of Europe, basically. They call it the Europe's rainforest. Lots of people don't know about this either, but really Bosnia is quite a place.
well,
I
no,
hope more people find out about it.
but I'm just thinking that whilst you're there, if you were to organise a specific, if we were to come up with a date or a time that you were to kind of like do a meditation and a peace process up there, and that we could
Hmm.
join you at that time and all send a real, because I'm of a mind that this is a very, very precarious time for us all, really, and I'm of a mind that we
To
have
do a
been,
mass meditation.
well,
To do a mass meditation.
yeah,
Oh, I believe in this energy. Yeah, that's an
and
immensely
see.
powerful thing to do.
Before we take this any further, can I just ask, can you show us the image, and so we can get an idea for the viewers that are going to watch this of what we might try and create, what we might see in the process if we all join together and send some positive energy into the earth with someone we know is at the pyramids right now, and anyone else out there who's at sacred sites who wants to
Yes.
join with us and connect up these sites, and just to see if what happens if we all focus all of the things that individually we want to create and we come together at that time.
Yes. I really have to leave right now, unfortunately. Like literally people are calling and waiting for me at this point.
Okay,
Um, could I send you the files so you can use them in
I
the
can put them over
video?
the top. I will do just that. So by the time that anyone
Right.
gets to this stage, they will have already seen the images.
Yeah, I can just say that one image shows the spiral that was like shown right after we opened the festival and the ceremony here. The spiral on the trees, you will see it very clearly. The other image shows a sort of light beam that goes up from the pyramid of the sun, and I took that footage right in the morning after we opened the festival here. So that was the morning of the 20th, yes, 20th of September. And it's just really interesting because it really shows like an atmospheric light beam. It's like something inexplainable, and I saw it in the morning very early, just before I was going to go up to the pyramid actually. And then the last image, I'll send you a video, which is a video I took up on the top of the pyramid of the sun. And then you actually see the tail of planet X, and I'm sure you can add some more information about that. So the
Well,
sighting of planet X here is quite spectacular because you're above the clouds, and just right before sunrise, you can just see it here. It's amazing.
I can't wait to
Yeah.
see it. I really, really can't wait to
Yeah.
see it. So look, what I'm going to do
All
is
right, David.
I will
Yeah,
put the overlay of the date when of the time that you send me, so that goes on this
you
video.
will.
Think
We'll
about
decide on that.
it,
For
and
certain. I really, really wish to do that because I know how powerful it is to create that mass field of consciousness.
everyone will join you there. Everyone we can get
Yeah,
together. Thanks so much for having a chat, and we'll catch
yeah,
up next time.
definitely. All right. Much love.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Okay, lovely people. Well, that's a lovely place to leave it there. I'm just going to just add to that at the end, and just leave this image with you at the end as something to think about, because it was the image that came up on Mr. MBB 333's video, and you know we're on the 22nd today, and we've just had this come in, and it's kind of very reminiscent to the shot that Alex Lujan shot on the on the um, on the on the 1st of September. And I've talked a lot about the arc of that shot, and the way the arc it moves in completely opposite direction to what I was thinking, implying it's orbiting something that's, well, it's just not exactly where I was thinking. Actually, the orbital track of the shot that Alex Lujan put up kind of captures something which is very reminiscent also of the original timeline that I actually started with. And we're going to explore all that a little bit later as we start now going into the, because obviously we're not at the point where we are in super close proximity to this. We are at the point where we're getting a series of alignments occurring, where we get to see this thing for some obscure reason, that whatever seems to obscure it doesn't obscure it at this specific time. Remember, at that 200-day kind of like cycle point now, it falls on the 22nd of October 2019, which is effectively today, and we're in that cycle point, and we know what comes up at the end of the year. We know we have to fly past this thing, and that's when we get our closest proximity. And so now is a very magical point for whatever alignments that are going to go on, and whatever spaces that we are at with this thing. There is a cosmic point to this. And Auntie is in the pyramids right now, and she's obviously gone there to make this connection. And so, energetically, any of you out there that want to connect with her, and with anyone who wants to help this world right now, there's never a bad time to do it. But sit down, do a little process, invite great intelligence, great wisdom into this earth through you. And because I feel that sometimes it just can't get involved directly because of the karmic process, but she's there, and she's really up for being an anchor for this, and for so many of you out there that are also at sacred sites. I mean, this whole earth is a sacred site, guys. We've got to remember that. And we've got to we've got to try and join all these people, not in any doubt. Let's put our doubts aside for a little bit, and let's come into the most positive kind of affirmations on this. Also, thank you also for your lovely comments. I haven't responded directly to all those comments because I've been running around, but they were so beautiful. They really lifted me to a lovely place. I will sit down and respond to each and every one. I will just say that I'm just off now to take my mum tomorrow to take my mum to the final kind of run on the last treatment of chemo and radio. And then she's kind of done, and she's on this big cycle, and she looked great. She looks like she's frail, but she looks like she's on the home run. She looks like she's she's alive. Plus her little cotton socks, and she's doing her best, and she's beaming love and light. So thank you for your positive thoughts. And now we just need to we all need to connect with this earth in any which way we can, and ask for divine assistance. And all of you, wherever you are out there, do you know what I mean? Just connect with this space right now, and let's all watch the comments. You saw Ante's I think it was her Instagram address there, so you can contact her via that, and you can also no doubt contact her via the comments in this video, and we can potentially come together and really try to fuse all our understanding into something higher with this at the moment, because it is amazing. It is fantastic what's going on. We have an opportunity to look at all this earth with awe, and bring that awe and wonder into our lives. And I think Ante she's really one of those people that really likes helping people do that. And I think we all like helping people do that, don't we? So let's all come together for this and see if we can bring some positive energy through all those that are willing to anchor that and trying to facilitate that in any which way they can. So let's, she's there now. So, God bless you, Ante. It's a pilgrimage you're on, and it's a beautiful thing. So let's really try and, let's try and push that forward. Okay, take care. Bye bye.